Oh wait, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that was fine. Well, Mr. Corn Guy.
That's not my name in the quarterback.
Hello, future historians, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Have you ever wondered what it's like to relive history? Well, today, you'll find out. Now, before we get started, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Today, we're journeying back to the 1890s to answer the age-old question we know you've been asking. How did the US become an imperial power? Well, it all started with the expansion of capitalism and the formation of big businesses.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Can we interview you for an exclusive update for our viewers on what the heck is going on right now in the early 1890s?
What's that? What's a YouTube?
Well, sir, I just really wanted to know from you what the people are really talking about right now.
Well, I don't know much about the rest of these commoners, child laborers, or immigrants, but my business is booming for me. I'm so sorry, I don't think I ever introduced myself. My name is Andrew Carnegie, and I own a large steel company. I make millions of dollars here in the US, but I can't help but want even more money. It leaves me wondering why I haven't yet extended my business internationally.
Well, Mr. Corn Guy.
That's not my name, quarterback!
Well, Mr. Carnegie, as I was saying, the US at this point in time doesn't have particularly strong control over international ports. New markets abroad are difficult to access for big business owners like you.
I mean, I do declare that the US needs to expand its borders.
Well, Mr. Carnegie, I have one more controversial question for you. What is the chief end of man?
To get rich!
And how, Mr. Carnegie?
Dishonestly if we can, honestly if we must. But I prefer dishonestly.
Well, thank you for your time, Mr. Carnegie. I'm sure we'll be hearing from you soon in the near future.
Alright, A-Push fam, that was our first interview.
To recap, remember that the Gilded Age ushered in a new era of business, such as Carnegie's Steel Empire.
These men looked to accumulate wealth in any way they could, and many felt that the resources were exceeding the demand found in domestic markets.
Thus, they began to pressure the government to expand its territory internationally in order to allow for better access to new markets.
These were some of the economic pressures that led to annexation of international territory, allowing the US to become an imperial power.
But, sir, excuse me, sir. Do you happen to be the amazing content creator and also Secretary of State James G. Blaine?
Hardy har har.
That would be me.
Do you have a second to do an exclusive street interview? We've heard breaking news that you might be convincing the president of the importance of gaining naval bases. Is that true?
You would indeed be right. I have been working tirelessly toward ideals of gaining naval bases, as it is deeply important for our political power and strength of our Navy.
I recognize these ideas from Alfred T. Mahan's trending book, The Influence of Sea Power Upon History, written in 1890. How are you planning on implementing them in real life?
I couldn't tell you, but what I could tell you is that I have been working tirelessly.
How are you planning on implementing them in real life?
Talks with President Harrison about the acquisition of international territory. I'm hoping he may begin to get involved with the Cuban struggle for independence. And if he does, that will totally be able to annex international territory, yo.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Blaine.
Now to recap for the viewers at home, James G. Blaine was Benjamin Harrison's Secretary of State who recognized the importance of naval bases to a country's political security after reading a very popular book at the time, naval officer Alfred T. Mahan's The Influence of Sea Power Upon History.
Blame's pressure on Harrison began to lead to a push for political action, including the U.S.'s later involvement in the Spanish-American War, the conflict that ultimately allowed the U.S. to annex international territory and become known as an imperial power.
My working day is over. We'll go.
Excuse me, ma'am,
Hey,
do you mind if I
back
ask you?
Who
are you?
I'm so sorry. If you wouldn't mind, I'm doing a sensational article about the USS Maine exploding. I have a YouTube channel with over 17 million subscribers. We go around the world and ask different entrepreneurs about how they built their wealth. How do you, dear American, feel about the fact that Spain blew up our naval ship?
As an American, I am very angry and very upset.
You're exemplifying the exact way Americans think at this time. Articles like the one I'm writing, known as yellow journalism, perpetuated the idea that the explosion of the USS Maine was directly caused by Spain. This led to public outcry and pressure for the United States, as well as war with Spain. Do you have anything else to say?
No, I think you said everything.
Damn right. So to recap to viewers, widely publicized sensational articles following the explosion of the U.S. naval ship, the USS Maine, stationed in Cuba, led to public outcry for the United States to become involved in the Cuban struggle for independence. This event was what directly led to the U.S. declaring war on Spain and the Spanish-American War. Now for our next segment, we're going to film some exclusive, never-seen, full coverage of the 1898 Treaty of Paris, which ended the Spanish-American War.
President McKinley, excuse me, do you have a minute to spare for us to do an exclusive interview with our YouTube channel?
I suppose I can spare a few minutes for the people.
So, I would like to start by getting a quick recap of how the Spanish-American War went, so our viewers, if they might have missed the last video, they can understand what was going on.
I would say it went rather well. The war was seen as quick and easy to many Americans. The U.S. gained quick victories, such as the naval victory in Santiago and Theodore Roosevelt's Rough Riders' legendary charge up the San Juan Hill. A pivotal battle in the war. I'm sure you're all wondering about my decision to retain the possessions of the Philippines, and my reasoning is that our departure could have caused chaos, and I'm overall helping the U.S. maintain control over international territory, a defining factor in becoming an imperial power.
I see. And what was your plan in the long run for this decision? Do you think that this will benefit or harm the Philippines?
Well, it's not like American refusal to recognize the Philippine government will start a conflict and kill 4,200 Americans and 100,000 Filipinos, right? Besides, leaving them to their own devices would not be nearly as beneficial as being occupied by Americans. We are at the height of patriotism and justifications for the white man's burden, and the spread of freedom has caused the majority of people to believe that American international occupation is the greatest thing since bicameral legislators.
Alright guys, and that marks the end of another successful YouTube video. If you enjoyed, please comment down below your favorite president for a chance to win a legitimate pair of very worn real wood dentures from none other than George Washington